The Florida Gators nearly lost one of their very best transfers and one of their best performers in the spring so far, but Billy Napier did something surprising, and that proved that he is more than just talk. Let's get you guys caught up if you're not familiar with what went down. Micah Mazzccua put out a tweet, said he was going to go into the portal. He thanked Billy Napier and the University of Florida for their time, essentially, and then said he felt like it was best for him to go elsewhere. This tweet was up for a few hours, and then he deleted it. He definitely met with Napier and the staff over what appears to be an emotional post, right? I think that this happens more often than not, and it's something that is kind of a phenomenon with social media. We know about it, right? This has happened for as long as college football has existed and the ability to transfer has existed, and certainly with the portal. But the issue here is that he put it on social media, right? And these are young kids. These are 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids who are emotional, are learning to be adults, essentially, right? And he made a mistake. He put his emotions out there on Twitter for the world to see. It does seem like he is now leaning towards staying. And you know what I think this proves about Billy Napier? I think it proves that what he preaches about culture, he means, he really believes. If you want to know how he's proving it, we're going to jump into that. But I want to let you guys know what is coming up this week. We've got 2 videos coming up on UF recruiting. Specifically, we've got updates from a very busy weekend and a possible flip alert video that will drop this week as well. Both will be available to members first, so join the channel as a member if you haven't, but also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those videos when they drop for everyone. So now let's get back to Micah Mazzccua. Napier has 2 options, right? He can cast Micah off, or he can have a heart-to-heart with him about sticking around. And I feel like if Napier didn't think that he'd be a good fit or that he could potentially hurt the culture of the UF program, he absolutely would have let him go. We have seen Billy Napier part ways with players already since he's gotten to UF, right? We know what happened with Brenton Cox. We know that a lot of guys that were on the roster the last 2 and 3 years have found new homes, have headed into the portal. And that was probably at Napier's guidance, right? He knows what his program needs. He knows the type of player that he wants to build this program around. He knows what the culture is that he is gunning for. He also knows that kids need direction, right? And it seems like he used this moment with Micah Mazzccua as a teachable moment. Okay. He was able to sit him down and say, like, okay, tell me what your grievances are. What are you upset about? What can we work on? Do we think this is something that's repairable? And used it as an opportunity to parent him. And, if you played sports at a high level, more than likely outside of your own parents, you're going to say that those coaches that were with you day in and day out had some of the most influence on shaping you into the adult that you are today. That's part of what we hire our football coaches to do, right? Now, Billy Napier knows, first and foremost, he has to win football games. But his second biggest responsibility is shaping men, right? Shaping the teenage boys that come to him into men, into people that can be functioning members of society, that can be good fathers and good husbands. That is a large part of his job. And I really think that he is building a culture that does exactly that. And isn't that the kind of coach you would want to play for if you're a recruit? Or would you want to play for one that cuts you because you made an emotional post? You made a poor decision. Instead, Billy Napier decided that he would be the adult in the room, right? He's going to be the person that guides him, that isn't emotional, that teaches him how to be rational, how to look at the problem, how to see what he can do, to fix it. I think this is the kind of coach that players are going to want to play for. One that lets you prove that you want to be a part of a program, even if after you've done something that causes a bit of, brief embarrassment to your team. Nobody wants a coach that's going to show you the door immediately the first time you show that you might want out or that things get hard. He's going to use it as a teachable moment. And, of course, recruits want to play for a coach and a staff that is genuine. They see these things. Recruits see these things. Recruits' parents see these things. They follow what's going on. And of course, the whispers and talk travel very quickly in Gainesville. Recruits see things like this saga and the way that Billy handled it And it shows that he's got this thing headed in the right direction, right? It shows that he cares about his players, not just as players on a football field, but as people. And we've all heard the rumors that Micah Mazzccua might have a torn labrum. And if that's the case, he's out for spring anyway, right? This wasn't a football decision for Billy Napier. This was I'm going to help my player get through a rough patch decision by Billy Napier. And I think it's the right one. And I think it is showing recruits, it's showing current players, it's showing even former players and such that the culture at the University of Florida is one that is accepting, is one that is nurturing, is one that is helping these players grow in the right direction. And I think that that's the kind of thing you want to see if you are a Florida Gator fan. Do you want to know who's on campus this weekend visiting at UF? Do me a favor and click right here and watch the video.